folks, Rachel here, and today I'm going to show you how to put together this folio card from a printable that's available in my Etsy shop. So this card kit is Winter Frostlands theme. It features an accordion style fold out with different pockets, and it has these bookmark shaped tags that you can put inside the pockets, and they have little writing spaces on the back for you to be able to put your sentiments on. So it closes in the front with a string wrapped around these little circular fasteners here. And this project is pretty easy to put together in under an hour, and I hope you enjoy making it alongside me today. This printable design comes with 4 pages: the card base, the pockets, and the insert cards for the pockets, as well as the backing for the insert cards. Also included is a full-page frosty design for you to print on the backs. And these also include some extra ephemera bits around the edges. These aren't strictly part of the card design, but I hate leaving white spaces on the edge, so these are just some little bonuses for you to use and enjoy. In addition to the printed out pages, you'll also need a few supplies to put this project together. You'll need a pair of scissors, some glue or tape depending on which you prefer, and you'll need 2 brads or split pins to put the fasteners on the front together, and you'll also need some string to put the fasteners together with. Also helpful to have is a cutting and scoring board, some ink if you want to distress the edges, a small hole punch or awl, and a 3/4 inch hole punch. You can cut out the fastener circles with a regular pair of scissors, but I think using the 3/4 inch hole punch is easier. I got this one on Amazon for about $10. The first thing you're going to want to do is cut out all of the different card pieces. Now, I like to use a combination of a cutting board such as this one and a pair of scissors, just so I can cut out the straight lines more easily with the cutting tool and then cut around all of the fussy cut edges with the pair of scissors. Now, to cut out the little circles for the front fasteners, I'm going to use a 3/4 inch hole punch. This is really easy because you can place it right inside and you can see the little circle and punch it out exactly along the edges. So you can obviously still do this with a pair of scissors, but it's just much easier to do with this little hole puncher. I'm also going to cut out 2 additional circles from a piece of scrap paper here, just because I want to glue them onto the fastener circles to make them a little bit more sturdy and durable. Now that I've got all of the pieces cut out and prepared, I'm going to go ahead and add some distressing ink around the outside edges of some of the pieces. I'm not going to do all of the pieces because I've added this frosty border around the edges of the pockets and the card base, and I want to keep that clear. But I am going to add it around the edges of the backing for the insert cards, as well as the back of the card piece, because part of this is going to show on the front when it's folded. I also want to distress around the edges of my fastener circle, but before I do that, I'm going to glue them to the backing circles that I cut out, just so that I can make sure that all of the edges are covered by the ink. So now that all of the pieces are cut out, it's time to score the card base and the pockets along their fold lines so that we can make the card. So you'll notice on the card base that there are these very thin white lines, and that's where you're going to score and fold the card. To create the pockets, you will just score the cards along the tab lines on the sides here so that they can fold under more easily. So after you've scored them, you're just going to go ahead and fold the tab lines to the back of the pockets and press them down to make a nice clean edge. So now it's time to fold the card after you've scored all of the fold lines. You'll notice that these two are very close together, and that's just to create a little extra space for the card to close when the pockets are inserted into the center. So first of all, we're going to fold along the inner fold line here towards the center of the card. And I'm going to use my tool here to make sure that they're nice crisp edges. And then I'm going to fold along the second fold line as well, also going towards the center of the card. So you can see that there's a little edge here, and that gives space for the pockets on the inside of the card. So now you can see that there is a little space left inside the card for the pockets to fit. And after you do the inside fold lines, it's time to fold these fold lines to the outside. So we'll just press them back along themselves like this. So the front edges meet in the middle, and then the card can open out like this. After scoring and folding the card and the pocket tabs, it's time to add the front fasteners onto the front pockets. So these pockets will sit right here on the front, and the fasteners go right here. So there's a little yellow circle marked on the front of the pocket for you to use an awl or a hole punch like this one to punch out. And go ahead and also punch the hole out of the center of the fastener circle. Next, we're just going to attach the fastener circle to the front of the pocket with the split pin, and I'm going to use this little piece of cardboard to help me place it. So this is useful because you want to have a little space in between the fastener circle and the card to put the string. So having this little piece of cardboard with a slit in it just helps keep it raised up a little bit, and it's super easy to use. So I'm just going to poke the split pin through the holes like so, and go ahead and fasten the legs down on the back side. Just like that. And then I can just slide this little piece of cardboard off, and there's a little space in between to put the string. So this pocket goes down first, and it sits right here in the center. It nestles right in between the two fold lines, and it just lines up flush with the bottom, so it's very easy to place. I'm just going to apply glue to the edges of the tabs and then just place it down in the center and glue it down. And next is this pocket with the little Arctic fox, and this sits right on top. So I'm just going to add glue to these tabs as well and stick it on. Next, the outside pockets just sit on top of these flaps here, so I'm just going to add glue to the tabs and attach them as well. Now that the pockets are all assembled, we can go ahead and assemble the bookmark shaped tags that go inside them. So each of these insert cards has a backing piece that you can glue on just to make a nice little space for writing on. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue all of those on right now. Now that the pockets are all assembled, we can go ahead and add each card into its pocket. So this one goes here, this one goes here, and these two go in the front pockets here. And the final step is to just wrap a string around the little fasteners here to bind the card together. So to do that, we'll just use a piece of string. I'm using embroidery floss here. So because this card has these flaps here, we're going to want to wrap the string all the way around the card to close it up. So first I'll wrap it around the first fastener, and then I'll wrap it all the way around the back of the card. Oops, get out of there. I'll wrap it around this fastener and onto the first one. And there we go. This folio card makes a beautiful gift to send to somebody that you care about with messages written on the back of these insert cards, or just something that you can tuck inside your own junk journal project. It's pretty easy to put together. You can do it quickly in an afternoon, and it's a lot of fun. Thank you so much for following along with this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed creating this alongside me, and I'd love to see it if you make your own. Please tag me on social media.